In the United States shale oil fields, producers are on a tear once more in a sign of rising confidence.
Ultimately, it's about price, and for them, it's an economic decision that they've made to start up their engines again after 2 years of seeing a real price downturn.
For the past 24 months or so, the global supply and demand balance for oil has been out of whack. It's been that way because in 2014, the oil cartel OPEC ramped up output in a bid to drown out new US shale oil producers. But it somewhat backfired, creating a massive glut that's been getting bigger, driving down crude oil prices to record lows. And that's great for car drivers and haulage companies who want to gas up the tank, but grim for oil-producing nations, those in and out of OPEC, some of whom can no longer support their own economies. Venezuela is the most obvious example of why it's seldom out of the news these days. While prices have been flirting with all-time lows and the investment spigot turned off in most of the world, the US shale oil producers have been spending their time and money wisely.
They cut costs for labor, they cut costs in terms of their overhead, they cut costs because they were able to dramatically improve the productivity of their operation. And so they've come out of this whole cycle leaner and meaner than what OPEC really expected.
As a result, US drilling has been ramped up and production of US shale oil has rebounded by many millions of barrels a day, a big increase over last summer.
So this is the problem that we're dealing with right now, is that even though OPEC has taken off 1.5 million barrels a day out of the market, shale production right now on an exit-to-exit basis from the end of last year until the end of this coming year is going to be up almost, about 1 million to 1.5 million barrels a day.
Analysts talk about a two-speed oil supply now. The old projects starved of investment for the best part of 2 years, and
the second, which is shale, has really seen a new life being breathed into it as of last year, kind of middle of the year, when OPEC started to say, okay, we're going to jump back in and manage the market again.
In other words, OPEC no longer has the leverage it once had to control prices, and those prices are likely to remain low for some time to come. John Terrett, CGTN, New York.